morning. I'm Honorable Parliamentary, the referring governor of the second CMP Kalam District.
Good morning. I'm Honorable Rosemary Bangura, Vice President of the Female Parliamentary Caucus from Tokolini District and member of this committee.
I'm Honorable Abu Kaku, the minority leader. Good morning.
Thank you. I'm Chair Honorable Newman.
Next on the agenda is consideration of presidential nominee for appointment as listed below. Madam Josephine Kamara, proposed Director General Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, indicate your presence by raising your right hand. So, Chairman, honorable members, I present to you your presidential nominee.
Thank you very much. I think we are very nominee. This is a reappointment for the Director General of the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. We are here basically to do vetting of presidential nominees, which whether you are one, whether two or more, no exceptions to the rules. No exception to the rules at all. And our motive is to see whether you are fit for purpose that the office that you are appointed to serve in such office, and also make sure that we have proper interaction with you. We are not sent into Parliament so that we can embarrass anybody. It's not a panel to embarrass me. It's a panel to make sure that you are fit for purpose and you can deliver to the state. That is why you see the combination of a representation of parliamentarians. And also, when we ask questions, you are not mandated to really answer the questions. In your own wisdom, if you feel to answer the questions, you can. And we don't intend to ask you any embarrassing questions. By any means, we are all humans. The questions coming to you are embarrassing. I will intervene on your behalf. But I believe my colleagues are honorable. They know what to do and know the questions they do ask. Questions are not within your domain. You can also be framed not to answer. Sometimes this interview panel can be very enriching by having some education from the evening nominees. They are so professional that they can bring some innovations. You are staff of parliamentary, right? So when you are interviewing, it's okay and you are cross, I don't like it. So we are expecting you to tell us what best also you can offer to us. With expertise, because we are looking at your resume, we are looking at so many other parameters. So it's not only we give you the questions for you to answer, but also we are expecting you to interact with us. It can be educative. Sometimes people can learn more from the nominee because some of people who come here are professionals. We are just members of parliament. Our role is to be close and vet and do our oversight. That's what exactly we are doing as one of our fundamental functions. Let me bring you to speed about there's a provision in the Constitution. You are appointed by the President, Section 62 of the Constitution. I will not bother the clerk to read. You have been nominated by the President and approved by Parliament if it so pleases Parliament to do. What I want to bring to your notice is that you are under the directives of the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. That if you take your office, make sure you live to the dictate. Because when you look at the provisions of the Constitution, it's very clear. The Minister and Deputy Minister and the administrative head of that ministry is a permanent secretary. So we are expecting you to make sure you work in line with the policies of the ministry, not your individual policies. So be reminded of that. If you want, you are going to play supervisory role. Presently, SFDC is supervised by the Ministry of Information and Civic Education. That's what is happening right now. So it happens that you are approved by members of Parliament, you can go and take that seat. We are answerable to the ministry if approved by Parliament. So, Madam, with these few words, as I said, we don't intend to embarrass anybody, and we intend to interact with you and ask you questions. Questions you feel you can answer, if you don't answer, we are not poised that you must answer our questions. And I want to recognize Gary Rees, the former president of SLASH, He has been always passionate and be around when it comes to issue of journalism. And he was very instrumental in the repeal of the Particular and Public Order Act. And he has been very helpful in this first state duty, which we are journalists. So we always expect him to be around. You can learn more from him if you approve. And it's a man that we have to reckon with because he's a patriotic Sierra and he knows what to do and what not to do. Thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate you and continue to lend your service to those who are in need of it. Thank you very much. You don't mind taking the front seat, sir? You're most welcome. Thank you. So without much ado, Madam, you recognize also members of the 40th Estate. As we go along, we interview. We don't want premature publication, SO 75, in our standing orders. If you have any issues that has to do with the nominee in question, please feel free to contact my office or the clerk's office. We can clarify whatever issues you have problem with. I think we are live on Facebook, right? We are live on Facebook. I hope that you also can do justice to yourself when we start the interview. Colleagues, the Director of Committee, Mr. Songa, and I invite the nominee to take your seats. So I encourage those who want to take photographs. You allow her to make her posture very well. So you allow her to make her posture, and you can take a photograph for the next 2 minutes. I don't think we need a call by her side.
Yeah.
Thank you. You can take one standing and one when you are seated. Thank you. All right. Administer the oath, please.
Christian or Muslim?
I'm a Christian.
Take the Bible. Yeah. Please repeat after me. You say
I,
call your full name.
Josephine Fatima Kamara,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that the evidence shall be before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you. We administer the oath. Turn to me. Thank you. You take oath not to the face of the clerk, but the face of the chair. What happens to be after you speak? You don't take oath facing up. So repeat how you do the oath.
I apologize, sir.
No, not you. I'm addressing him. No, not you. Yeah, no business like that. Go ahead.
Repeat after me. Say
I, Josephine Fatima Kamara,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that the evidence shall be before this committee
that the evidence I shall give before this committee
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
Thank
So
you.
help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. I would like to recognize Mr. Gary You are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
I also want to recognize one of the longest serving members of Parliament, the longest serving female parliamentarian of the Sierra Parliament, Honorable Veronica KCC, former chair of the Female Parliamentary Caucus, and presently she is the president for the ECOWAS Female Parliamentarian, called ECOFEPA. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Madam, do you have your form with you, ma'am? Do you have your form? Yes. Can you direct her, please? Alright. Let's start with the first page. Let's go through your form. First, I want to commend you for the orderly presentation of your work. I give you a table of contents directing us to your presentation. And you have done well. Thank you very much. Very orderly. So let's start with the form itself. Vetting of presidential nominations. So you have to correct this one. We are now in 2024, right? Yes. Right. You do that correction. Right. Can you look at the text below your photograph and read that text for us?
Canvassing of members of the committee is strictly forbidden.
Did you canvass anybody?
No. No, sir.
Before I progress, I want to recognize Honorable Mary Zungu. Can you please come to the front, please? I don't know why I did not see you earlier on. What have you been doing? I think she's the only member of parliament observing this proceedings. I really have interest in her. Did you campaign anybody? Did you look at anybody here? Do you know anybody on the panel?
I'm not aware of.
You're under oath, madam.
I'm not aware of knowing anybody. I think I met you in New Jersey many months ago. And we shook hands. That was it.
That's good. That's good.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I met her. I met Honorable Veronica, ma'am, right? When we came
Sorry,
here
madam.
last.
She's not called.
Honorable Veronica.
Okay, we are under the women advocacy.
No.
Have you been advocates for the women, right?
No, I was actually here as part of Healthcare Sierra Leone last week.
Okay.
So we came
Okay, I saw you in the chamber.
Correct.
Yeah, you're in the chamber. Thanks for the effort for your service to Sierra Leoneans.
Yes.
I think you can recognize that Sierra Leoneans, we need help. Every nations need help, but we have facilitated more because you are Sierra Leoneans and we came together to help your colleagues. You're a patriotic person, not for this interview, what you did. Madam, so you did not campaign anybody. Are you really sure? The reason why we have this text, madam, perceptions are sometimes becoming the reality of fighting corruption. So we have now put in place machinery that can keep perceptions and face the reality. And we are all fighting corruption. We are being alleged that Parliament is corrupt, when they interview presidential nominees, we favor them, we are biased, we take something from them, we solicit something from them. That's why we ask you to do a question. If you encounter anybody, if you know anybody on the panel, if you are related to anybody on the panel, the individual will accuse him or herself on the panel. So, you did not canvass anybody at all.
I did not canvass anybody.
No, you are not related to anybody on this panel.
I am not aware that I am related to anybody on
You
this
know,
panel.
no, relative cannot be aware. It's assertive.
Well,
Are you related to anybody on the panel? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you. You feel this from yourself.
Sierra Leone is a small country. Sometimes you're related, you don't know.
All right, no
Yes.
problem. Do you feel it from yourself?
I did.
All right, madam, your bank, directors of your bank statements, we call it, what is your bank balance? You said, I don't want to call it, it's in US dollars, right? Because you have your account is in the Maryland, United States of America, as a current account.
Correct, sir.
Just direct us to the page where we can get your bank balance. It should be in conformity with what you have written.
It's page.
Is it page what? Yeah, page 3 of 10.
Page 3.
Page 3.
Oh.
Yes, it's on page 3.
It's not on page 3, sorry. on page 2.
We have page 3 of 12, page 3 of 10, page 3 of 8, page 3 of, so that's
It's actually just below the
Just hold on.
page.
Don't worry,
here.
don't worry, don't worry. We know it's not coming from you, it's coming from the bank. It's a statement. Okay, because you have other representation of your work, let's just after this bank statement, is it the first page? Just after the bank, let's go that way, it will be easier for us.
Yes, sir, it's the first page, the
Is
February
it?
one.
It's the first page. After the bank statement, you have this, you have this type thing.
Yes, sir.
So okay, just after the list, you typed bank statement, call it. Just after the list, you type bank statement. Is it the first leaf?
It's the first leaf.
Okay, direct us what's a line what?
Ending February. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, is the one
February statement, ending February statement.
February statement where you have the BKOF America mobile 01/22/385241 is this one deposit?
Yes.
It cannot be your balance.
Now my balance is way below,
So
right here. Right at the bottom.
on the same page.
On the same page, towards the end.
But there is a called deposit.
Deposit was that amount that is above, but as you go below the page,
Oh, it's not clear.
the balance reduces.
You have two. You have Z, that one is a payment from someone.
But that's not it. It says bank mobile
Yeah, I've seen that one.
deposit.
But that's but the confusion now is the deposit we have seen. So you should be keeping it as balance. We are looking for a balance. So let's check. That is the only one we have for.
That's the way the banking structure is. As you put in, it's reducing or increasing. So the balance was that amount for that starting with 4.
No, I fully understand what you're talking about. But when you put deposit is different from balance. Actually, if you withdraw, there's going to be reduction.
Correct.
If any withdrawal, there's going to be reduction. So the deposit, if you deposited 4,000 somewhere, so the balance will give us something different.
Yes, so if you look at the date, sir, the first date says January 8, which was that amount at the top.
Okay, you withdrew certain, forget about the figures. Deposit was made on 4, right? Then you withdrew 2, you drew on 2. Just below the deposit. Where you have the same payment.
Right.
That was a payment you did. And so if that's the payment you did and deposit also for the Bank of America, so it should not be above 4.
Maybe the printout was not clear.
Okay, well let's go to the next page and see maybe the end here.
Yeah, there's definitely.
Yeah, this one is 2/16/24, 4:26 p.m. You see?
The printout was not clear. Maybe during the photocopying process.
Okay, do you know I'm asking you this question?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
You are going in the office, and it's a public office. So this is an asset declaration. You have to declare asset when you take up office approved by Parliament.
Right.
And we need to get these things clear. There must be conformity with your bank statement with that of your declaration. Because I'm going to ask you. So it's good for you to have a look at it, because for me I'm also confused and look at it. It's not your fault really, because this is an automated system.
Right.
So you try to look at it properly so that you can give the actual bank balance to the clerk before presenting you to the plenary. You have the series of the bank statements. You have from you have in August, you have February, other transactions. So the only issue we have now is how do you look for your balance and place your balance on the form.
Okay. As at the time I printed this document, the balance was at the top there. And
So that's why I said,
February.
don't worry about that. That's why I said you have to look at it.
Yeah.
Now that you know what you are looking for, you will do the corrections with the clerk's office.
I'll do that.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So we, for the records, can you obviously, let's go back to the form. So we have now asked that you give us the actual bank balance. You have taken notes. You already have it in the form in a bank statement. Just make sure you're able to take it out so that you can. It's a cash as an it's 200 USD. Yeah, what do you mean?
As of the time I printed this form, that's what I had in hand, and then the Leon equivalent. But that, using them now, since I've been in country, that may have reduced.
No, the Leon equivalent, I don't think is the correct figure given to us. So you have Leon at the time and you have USD with you.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So you had one and the other one you have two.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All the rest now you said none, not applicable, none. Okay. Treasury none. We go right now, none. So your rented property is in the States.
Correct, sir.
So 12, marketable securities, namely specified them. It says CH200 RIG. Can you educate us on this one?
These are all stocks that have different names. So I invested in stocks based on what I've earned back while working in the US.
So these are stock. Are they marketable securities? Are they secured on a marketing the stock doing?
Correct. Different stock exchanges.
Different stock exchange.
Yes.
So these are the specific names given to them.
Yes, sir. And that's the net value of all
Yes,
of
the
them.
net value is that. I've seen the net value.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The others are known. 15, item 15. You said you have Samsung 65 inches flat, 2008 smart, right?
Yes, sir.
Samsung 55 inches, 1800 smart, right?
Correct.
Refrigerator 1. What is the liter? How many liters?
I don't even know. But it's a dual open door.
Yeah, they all have they are sold by liters.
Yeah. They're not even in country yet. They're on their way here. So
No, but still need to. But there's no value. Can you estimate the value? That you can't.
at the time I bought them, they
Yeah,
were
the time you purchased them.
okay. I can make corrections and give to the clerk.
At the time you bought them.
Yeah.
You know the liters goes with the value. If it is going to be 5,000, 3,500 liters, it depends on the 2,000. It cannot be of the same value.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Yes.
So you will decrease that. So you can give us the details of that.
Yes, sir.
I don't understand this one, the mixed bag of household items, other items.
Clothing,
Can you-
furniture.
You just need to specify 1, 2 items, and if you can value that one, it can be good.
Okay.
Because let me recommend it. I draw attention again to the first page of this form. The reason why I'm drawing attention to those, you see them small, but they're not small. These asset declarations, asset declaration of asset is only written right on top of your photograph. And you must make sure it's in conformity because you're going to declare the anti-corruption.
Correct, sir.
That's what I'm drawing attention.
Alright.
So whatever you are going to do, make sure that it will be in line with the anti-corruption form, because you have to fill the form as teacher. So you cannot just say mixed bag. So I just itemize the one that you think they have face value. Can you remember the cost?
I can remember the cost of my bedroom sets, my living room sets.
Okay, just give us the one for the living room. Let me know.
It was a bulk. They were all bought as a bulk item.
So what is the
All
cost?
three of them was about $8,000.
Alright, 8. So the others you squeezed.
The others are like kitchen items.
Don't worry. You are doing this. So let's go to your particulars of all properties. Description. The first column. Description. Land at number 2 River off Peninsula Road. July 2nd, July 2021. The date of purchase or completion of coming into possession of property or date or lease or mortgage, etc. 2021. Value 2030. No, we're charging this one. New note. It can be. It can't. So tell us, what was the purchase? Is it the, let me come.
Purchase at the time of purchase?
Yes, cannot be 2000.
I was given the current value of that property.
Yes, this cannot be 2000. The
No.
old currency is 2 million. In the new currency, 2030 millions. It can be. How many 2 River? Land at number 2 River.
2 downwards.
It can't even quarter of it. Even quarter of it, it can't be. We know what you are telling me. So give us the correct figure for the value.
So I bought it at $3,500 at the time. Part-time level.
Madam, don't worry. I know I can understand the circumstance in which you are when you are filling this form.
Yes, sir.
So you are going to come back. Give us the, I know you know you have the correct value. Give it the right value. It's not 2000. Yeah?
I'll
We
check
discussed
it.
that one. Check.
I'll check it, sir.
You have 8154 Varric Place, Rockfield, Maryland. We don't understand it. What do you mean by 750,000 USD? What is the value? Is the value is the household?
Yes, sir.
Can you educate us a bit?
So it was bought in, it's my premise that I bought.
Okay. Alright, don't worry. We can understand.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm renting it to that.
No, I've seen it. It's
Correct.
okay. And you're giving the value you see.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry. So definitely there are ways to do a declaration of a tax declaration here.
Okay.
Alright. Thank you for your presentation. I've seen it. You have to do corrections.
Yes, sir.
You have huge work experience in so many places in Africa, which I'm impressed. In Zambia, in Nigeria, in Ghana, and
Yes, sir.
so you have the African mentality of working.
Yes, sir. I have the mentality of the world, not just Africa.
No, I'm particular about Africa because we are working here. We're going to work in Africa. Sierra Leone is a different place. But let me draw the attention of my colleagues to one very interesting thing I saw on the TV. Sovereign Broadcasting Service Television, SBS /TV, 1993 to 1997, television producer and reporter host. Now tell us, from where you left and where you have, I know you have gone there, you have seen some either improvement or some kind of innovations. There's impression, there's huge knowledge of broadcasting and working as a resident journalist, advisory and country representative in the news network. So, what is the difference from 1997 to present?
The difference is the exposure. Learning from different experiences with different organizations and in different countries. I have worked I started here as a rookie reporter at SLBC, then SLBS. And even while I was here, I still worked as and supported international broadcasters who came to this country to report on social sector issues, as well as the conflicts that was ravaging our country, Sierra Leone, in those days. So that included the French broadcaster. Of course, I was one of the first international journalists at the time to report about the conflict in Sierra Leone on CNN, the now defunct CNN World Report, which gave opportunities to international journalists to report truly and independently on their countries. At the time, SLBC, then SLBS, gave me that opportunity to showcase this country to the world. That was also a booster for me because afterwards, with that background, I was hired by the Voice of America in Washington. So that experience, it's a combination of experiences which did not just start here, but also expanded.
So that's really motivated you to come back to see how much you can give back.
I have always come back. When I was here, I traveled on stints to France, Germany. SLBC gave me that opportunity.
Then SLBS.
Then SLBS.
All right.
Gave me that opportunity.
Good.
I have always come back.
Okay, good. Yeah, so you have already been giving your own input to improve the broadcasting function.
I believe so.
No, you said that's what you said.
Yes.
Yes, you have been giving your input. What has been your input on the SABC?
So, if I could start, I actually have a statement that I wrote. If given an opportunity, you probably want to listen to it. It's short, but I think it will be interesting for you to hear, to see the truth.
Assume, just I'll give you 2 minutes like you are really news to us.
Absolutely.
Yes, 2 minutes.
So, in 1993, I was amongst the many hopefuls who attended an interview at New Englandville. And I was called upon by SLBS then, under the directives of the then Ministry of Information. Ministry of Information was tasked with the responsibility to reintroduce the defunct television section of Broadcasting House. So starting from scratch, SLBS, the Ministry of Information, had to build
No, you are going to read to me as if you are reading news to us. That's what I've asked.
Okay.
You
want me to
said,
read?
I read to my colleagues.
Okay.
I read to my colleagues that in 1993, 1999, and 97, those are the difficulties days in Sierra Leone.
Right.
You said you are a television producer, / reporter, / host. You said you have something you want to read to us.
That's what I was saying.
I've given you the privilege, but I said read it in the form of a news to us. That's what I requested.
The news read by Josephine Kamara. Good afternoon. So, armed with my bachelor's degree from the Athens of West Africa, Forobe College, with no formal training in broadcasting or journalism at the time, I and several other colleagues entered the fray. Timid and not knowing what to expect, I faced the who's who in broadcasting. Babatunde Roland May was one of them, Violetta Ludeka, Gina Banda Thomas, Joshua Nichol, the great late Adam Wilson, the great Tommy Tucker, Patricia Macaulay, Ade Songo Williams, now deceased as well, and of course, one of my greatest mentors, Cyril Jackson Smith. I was in awe of these people, and I decided I was going to be one of them. And
Thank you very
not
much.
part
Today,
of
thank you
them.
very much. You're one of them, and that's the proposed Director General of the said institution.
So what did I do for SLBC is really
Okay.
what I wanted to do.
Just give us just 1 minute.
I covered presidential events at the time, ministerial events at UE building. I was the diplomatic correspondent covering diplomatic issues and events around this country. I produced a program called Disappearing World, and Disappearing World was basically a collection of a way of documenting our national monuments and relics in this country. I also covered the 1996 election where I collaborated with a French TV crew who came to this country to present. So, amongst others, those were some of the things. I was one of the first female journalists to actually hold a camera to cover events in this country.
All right. You speak French.
Je parle français, je me débrouille bien.
Do you speak French?
Yes, sir.
Do you speak French?
I do speak French. I try my best to speak French.
You will very soon get onto that one. What is new you are going to bring?
So, what is new I have to bring? First of all, we all have to understand that the Broadcasting House, Syrian Broadcasting Corporation, is not a new institution. It's an agency that has existed since 1934. One of the best, one of the first English broadcasters in sub-Saharan Africa. I'm bringing a lot of new things, but I want to build on the existing structures that already exist.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a correct insight. That's what I've been looking for. It's all your experience. It's all of your exposure. You are not distracted talking about living out what you have. You're going to build on this infrastructure that's already at the SLBC. Thank you for that innovation and that thought. And now come to my colleagues. I will end up with the ladies. We have seen interactions with. I don't know. Any question from me? All right. I will now go to Paramount. Do you have any question? You take the mic.
Yes, Madam. I know SLBC is now spread all over the country at district level, with the exception of Alaba and Carolina. Do you have any plan after taking up office to extend SLBC in those two districts? That's my question.
Yes.
Honorable member, sir, it's a tricky question to ask. The first step of this, if appointed by this honorable team, is for me to review and do an audit of what exists already in the country. Once I am able to decipher what is on the ground, there are opportunities. One is to extend our reach and expand our audience. So, depending on what exists and how far the equipment that we have is able to reach, there are possibilities that we may integrate certain regional radio stations to expand.
Thank you very much. Just stop there. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
now it has to do with ladies. All of them are going to ask questions. I'll start with you.
Honorable Rosemary Bakura. Madam Josephine, I just want to say congratulations if approved by this by the plenary. But so far, I'm really impressed. I've gone through your resume, and your resume speaks volume, you know. But what I just want to add to what you answered, that you're going then to build on the existing structures that are already being at the SLBC, is that you go and focus on training, staff training, to bring them up to speed so that SLBC will be also competitive. We can be able to match up with other radio stations, not only in Sierra Leone, but the sub-region. We want SLBC to be at the top, on top there. and also contents. Try to scout, try to use your expertise. You work with other people, collaboration. It has to be very, very strong. Yeah? And so that we'll be able to transform the narratives of broadcasting in Sierra Leone. And also don't forget the women. Nobody out there to tell our story. We have to tell our story. So prioritize our activities. Work with the female caucus. Work with other women groups to bring out whatever we are doing in the country. Thank you.
These are all great ideas, ma'am, and I appreciate you sharing that information with me. I look forward to working with you when I think approved.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I want to join my colleague in congratulating you in advance, if approved. This appointment is just like coming back home again. Because having heard from you, where you came, where you started until this time, I'm so impressed. And I know what men can do, women can do it better. And I hope and pray what you have learned out there, you will just continue with it. And you are very honest when you are asked by the leader what new thing that you are going to bring. You know, I nod my head because that was exactly what I had wanted you to answer. To say you are going to improve on what is existing right now. So that is very good. And I want you also, as you heard from my sister, we are so fussy about women's representation, and we want to see, we have achieved the 30%, but we want to see it's visible, and we want people to be hearing about what women are doing. So please, whenever you send somebody to cover the well, make sure, give us preference, so that our people out there will hear the women. We are powerful, we are wonderful here. Headed by our he for she leader, the leader of government business. So what I want you to think about again, initially what I usually enjoyed during the SLBS time, now SLBC, is the programs that you call Nyanga Tubumi. By then you will hear so many songs, what people will discuss. You will call all organizations, women's groups to come and talk about what to be known about women. And also that Nene Tonto Yama, I don't know how you normally call it, and Kabaslot and Kotoku, all those things remain. So I want you to revive it, because since you have said you are going to improve or to continue with what has been there. So with that, I want to say kudos, and with your experience, I know you will do more. So I wish you all the best if approved. And please, I want to be part or to hear these programs again, because we missed it so much. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
You see, when I see you talking, you impress a lot of us here. Journalism is something that is extraordinary. You guys, especially me, if I am here today, I mean, I owe myself to them, because I was nobody. I came from France, and in the trickle of an eye, I became the most popular woman in my constituency. So you guys can lift up in the trickle of an eye, and you can destroy somebody in the trickle of an eye. So I actually adore your profession. I wish I studied your profession, honestly. But what I am actually worried about is that the journalism in this country is not being considered. These men are doing extraordinary jobs. And if you hear their salary, believe me, you wouldn't even like your children to do journalism. Because, I mean, it's useless. I mean, you cannot study this beautiful job, and at the end of the day, you cannot even earn up to $50. Can you beat that? So really, as you said, you're going to SLBC and actually improve. Think about them. They need you. I mean, I am not their mouthpiece though, but they need your help. They want to actually continue their jobs, but some of them are doing it with a very lukewarm attitude. Okay, finally, comme vous dites que SO2.
Français.
Ouais.
En français.
Ouais.
Moi, je comprends tout, hein, mais quelquefois c'est difficile de parler parce qu'aux États-Unis, les gens parlent pas bien français.
It's just, en fait, je juste voulais vous dire que tout à l'heure vous avez dit que vous vous débrouillez un peu en français, n'est-ce pas?
Oui.
Je suis bilingue et la langue la plus que je sais parler correctement, c'est le français. Donc, de temps en temps, si vous avez des clients qui viennent ici, qui veulent parler en français, je parlerai avec eux. Venez me chercher, d'accord?
D'accord.
She already asked for SO2 to be voted. She said SO2. So you have gone too far now.
You've gone to SO4.
Yeah. I was expecting one question from the ladies. Let me ask you now. There's small fight for women's empowerment, and we have the Kiwi Act. Using your platform, your bilingual style, how do you intend to improve on the awareness raising program for the Kiwi Act and that of the electoral laws that we have to support women? So now, because now we have more than 30% of women that are elected, both at the councils and the parliamentary level. In very soon, I want you to tell you, very soon there is going to be a constitutional review and there is going to be a referendum. Very soon. We have this huge platform. What role can you play as Director General and with your wealth of experience working with lots of organizations, that what we have achieved so far for women cannot be watered down in the next constitutional review or any electoral process that we are going to face?
Thank you. Brilliant question. So my goal is inclusivity. And when I say inclusivity, it's not just to focus on a particular segment of society. SIBC's charter was SIBC is a national broadcaster, a public broadcaster. But key is to cover the activities of the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary, and of course, the rest of the public. So, important bills and policies that have not been properly propagated to the public. SIBC's role is to be able to propagate some of these information, some of the policies, and sometimes even just basic things as how Parliament is run to the rest of the society, the rest of the Sierra Leone public. I believe with political will and contributions and support from members, honorable members here, as well as the rest of the honorable members in this building, if we can look for resources that can expand the technical capacity, the technical capability of SLBC, moving it from analog system to a digital system, I think we can expand the reach, and whatever you discuss in Parliament, whatever the executive discusses, whatever the judiciary discusses, we can now begin to break it down after we build or improve on the skills of the staff, my colleagues who work at SLBS, or SLBC, sorry. I'm still ready to rebrand the institution so that more and more Sierra Leoneans will have access and let their voices be heard. What I want to begin to preach is to begin to preach the concept of local voices to be heard on SLBC. So, can local voices, individual public, the members of the public come to Parliament and actually ask their representatives questions that can be propagated back to those who do not have access to radio or TV. This platform, SLBC, is a powerful platform that can be used, but through the engagement of the journalists who work there. But I will need public-private partnership support to build on the existing infrastructure and structures that are there. I will need political will, and that includes members of Parliament actually supporting us. I cannot do it alone. It's going to be a we approach, which is what I believe in. And so I'm looking forward to providing whatever facilities that we have to cover those kinds of debates, those kinds of narratives, those kinds of conferences or conventions that may happen. But we also need resources to improve on the quality. Thank you.
Let me bring to my, as I said in my opening statement, I asked that we will give people like if approved, like people like Kevin and we hosted a media conference and we talk about the private sector partnership. So if you ask them, they will tell you more about it. And it was supported by some BBC and other partners. Like the president was there so that people can invest into the media. So I think you can take it up from there. You can ask them, maybe you can have another face to that. And you can see how you best synergize to bring them to speed and to actualize what are the proposal from that conference. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you very much. I have been to SLBC many times and on programs, and I've visited the building. Of recent, have you been to SLBC?
Yes.
Last 2 months.
I've passed in front of the building, in front of the gate, but I have not entered.
I'll not.
Go over that Have you not been to SLBC again?
Since I came, I have not entered.
So what do you do?
Just pass.
So you pass in front of the gate.
When I drive along in Hammond Road, I see the gate.
You just turn around and see.
Broadcasting house.
Right.
And it's very deliberate.
I will not go further into describing what is inside, but I'm just saying, in a country where resources are scarce, I hope you have the required skills to bring private kind of mentality into it, because what will frustrate most of your good ideas is the fact that they are not standing funds with the SLBC. You have to struggle with other institutions of states for resources. Therefore, all of the good ideas you have to collaborate with other institutions, and you have to make SLBC a kind of marketable institution to be able to run itself. Depending on state institution, 100% will not just frustrate your ideas, will frustrate your energy. And again, please, when you go to SLBC, it's a place where journalists are being grown. Not all are experienced enough. Your leadership skills, your ability to encourage young journalists will make SLBC an attractive one. Everybody is intelligent depending on the platform you give them. If you want to be the boss, you'll be the boss. If you want to be the leader, you'll be the leader. If you want to be a team player, you'll get the best SLBC you want. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable.
Honorable, I want to recognize the Chief Whip of Parliament, Honorable Distributions. You're welcome from Buja. Honorable to the Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Applicable.
Yes, sir. Hi. From your resume, you have been a freelance producer for Next Star.
Next door.
next DC News now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there any way you can create a link between Nexstar and SMBC?
Nexstar is a local broadcaster based in Washington, D.C. So I interestingly know the vice president of that institution. Those are conversations that I started, I have had with him before I even bought my ticket to come home. So I look forward to continuing that conversation. It's a process, it's about building relationships. These are not things that will happen on a one-off basis. So beyond Nexstar, there are other institutions that have also started engaging with the hope that this honorable house will actually approve me to continue. But in any case, whether approved or not, but I'm certain that I will be approved. Whether approved or not, this is my country. Whatever else I can bring to this country, I have always continued to bring it, and I will continue to bring it, because there's a passion for this country. No matter where you are, they always ask, the question has always been, where are you from? And I'm from Sierra Leone. That's a sure thing, sir.
Yes, sir. I ask this because I want to believe that with so relations, with external relationship, we can be able to revolutionize some of our institutions. We can't just depend on our economy. We know we are MPs. We know how constrained we are in most cases. In budget allocations and all. So based on the fact that you have already had a relationship with a broadcasting house, and then according to you intend to also, make attempt to other broadcasting houses outside Sierra Leone, it will be nice. I don't want it to be only dependent on what government can provide for SMBC to develop SMBC. I've always said the best way you can leave a legacy wherever you work is that you do what other people have not done. And the only way you can achieve that is to make sure that you create a stellar relationship. Invite them, let them come and see the facility. If possible, go and pay a visit to them, let you also see their facility, so that they can be able to help bring up SMBC. I went to, Ghana? I went to Ghana, they have their broadcasting system, very powerful, extraordinarily powerful. And if we imbibe this kind of mentality, to be good, try to see how best you can relate with other African countries, to see how their national broadcaster is faring, see how best you can be able to implement some of the good things you learn from them. The only way they can remember you is when you do what other people have not done. When you leave legacy, because time will come when people will say, oh, this person was here and this is what she achieved. So I wish you well, basically.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your guidance.
All right. We're happy to have you.
Thank you, sir.
And with what we have heard from you, as I said, in your last statement, about 3 minutes, you're able to expand on some of the issues and what you intend doing at SMBC. We are very guided by things around SMBC, not to go against the main structure, from the present state of school. But what I want to bring to your doorstep is that you already have your predecessor worked very hard, and I was part of that team to get SMBC to get a subvention. They have now a good head from the Ministry of Finance. So follow up on that one. That if you have approved, you can work in that one to see how best your budget line can be improved upon. We already established that one, and we are now giving a quarterly subvention and giving a budget line. I will say thanks to the Ministry of Finance under his leadership, he was able to achieve that. I was so impressed when you mentioned moving from analog to digital. the way you drive some of your issues pertaining to improvement, innovations, you are not just jumping to it. You are trying to move how you move from the present status you have. And taking someone to the driving skills professionally, using your driving skills, professional skills, driving it quietly to where you want it to be. I was impressed also by you talking about if the structures you have and see how much you can collaborate so that the other areas that are not the opportunity to have SMBC are getting through other means. That is another very laudable approach I had from you. But it's been a very interesting interview and very educative, as I told you earlier. And I like your posture in handling some of the questions by looking at what is put at hand and the confession that you had all of your training. All what you have been on is the basis from SMBC. So we present you, we talk to you, we call you. We have done ours, and all what you have seen, and a lady, you see there is more hopes for women to play the stage in this country. And we give them a platform, you will hear more from them and we see innovations. We are happy to have you, as I said, thanks for coming, and we hope that the club will get you posted into our next step, so you get ready. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming. Okay, you may go.
Thank you.
Yeah, so can leave us now.